Hey guys, hope you're doing well. My name's Matt and today I'm here to update you all on the news in the markets because it's been pretty wild in the past few days. Just a quick disclaimer before we start. This is not financial advice and you should only trade if you are experienced. So what is going on? Well, you can see that basically all the coins have just gone way up in the past 2 days. You can see Bitcoin going up like 23-24%, which is just crazy. Like it's been a while since we saw these price changes. So it's just great. I hope you are in some positions. Well, let's talk about how you get into positions if you are not in any. So say that you haven't watched the last video where I talked about this support probably being able to hold. So if you didn't get in here and you are still not in the position, I think we're still looking really bullish. There's just this resistance which has been tested a few times. So I think we break it and then the price targets are 29k and then 32k. If we break this resistance at 24, we just head on for these levels. So if you're not in any positions, how do you get in? Well, I think you should just look at the lower time frames and say that this is our range. Okay, so say we just start ranging here in between this level, this one and maybe this one. I mean, just imagine a scenario where there is a range starting to form on the 4-hourly. So either you just, if you are bullish, you just buy the bottom range and your trade looks something like this. You buy it, say it ranges on the 4-hourly, so you buy it on the 4-hourly and your invalidation is a 4-hour close below the range and you are in for the next leg up. If you are less bullish, you can just wait for it to break and the first close above the range you get in. Close back in the range, you are out of the trade and you can just get in on the lower time frames into the bigger picture trades. So that is about Bitcoin. I think I'm just really bullish. Weekly looks great. Those supports actually held us. We have a higher low formed right now. That's the weekly. Daily, just like, I mean, look at this. Like, this is just crazy. We broke through everything. The last level this is the 4-hourly level actually. There are basically no levels like you can take this one, but I think we go through. You might just consolidate for a few days now. So that is about Bitcoin. Now let's talk about some altcoins. Well, if you want to outperform even Bitcoin, I talked about LDO in the last video. I talked about this setup, which I really like. It's this support. I thought it was gonna hold, which it did. It turns out the trade idea was this. You buy. This was the price when I was recording the video, so it was somewhere here. And this was the setup. So you would buy the support, your invalidation would be a daily close below the support, and your take profits would be anywhere like up here, like wherever you are comfortable taking profits. I think if the rally continues, we can just start making new highs. So yeah, that's basically about it. Well, as it turns out, the setup played out pretty well. So I hope you all traded this one when I talked about it because it's just great. So the next setups, I also talked about APTs. Basically the same idea. You have this support. The support I thought was gonna hold. It did hold. So you would just get in here. Your invalidation would be a daily close below the support, and your take profit would be in this resistance, which it turns out it hit. So that would be like 20-25% profit, depends on where you get in. Well, that's about those two coins. I'm really bullish on these two, but I'm way more bullish on LDO because we are now at resistance on APTs, but LDO is there's just nothing to hold us right now. So if the rally continues, LDO goes up a ton actually. Well, do I think the rally will continue? I'm really bullish on crypto right now because just look at Bitcoin has done like 25% in the past 2 days. I know it's Monday today, but so S&P didn't move yesterday. But if you look at S&P has done 0.1% today. Well, Bitcoin has done like 10, which is just crazy. If it keeps on doing this, it's just like it's just always great for crypto when crypto goes up while everything else is just consolidating or even dropping. So yeah, I'm really bullish on that. Now let's just talk about ETH real quick because I think ETH is the one that if you like Bitcoin, like you just can just be switching in between ETH and Bitcoin, and it's a good way to trade, I think. So ETH against the dollar on the weekly looks great. You have the higher low now right here. This support held us. I was talking about the support in the last video, so it turns out it worked. But we are heading to these two resistances, which is like not as great as Bitcoin because Bitcoin only has the one, which has already been tested a few times. Well, ETH has these two resistances, which have not yet been tested. So I think I would just wait and maybe get I mean, you should probably just trade the ETH Bitcoin chart, but if dollar, you just look at lower time frames, try to find some setups here. So I mean, this is a good setup, I think. this resistance, we broke it. We broke straight through. If we close daily above, it's your invalidation point. So basically, if you close above this resistance, you get in. Your invalidation is just a daily close below the resistance, and well, you can be on for the next leg of the rally. That's about ETH dollar. Well, it's still bullish, but I'm more bullish on Bitcoin. But now let's look on ETH Bitcoin, which I think is the more important chart here. Well, look at this. If you watched the last video, you can remember me talking about this double bottom, and I was saying that it's starting to look good, and if we make a higher high, it's gonna look great. But we did not make a higher high. Well, I mean, you could have probably opened here, but if you saw the second day, it just doesn't look great. Like, you have this wall wick, and so you should just get out in these situations. Even the lower time frames, like you just look at this, it looks like a fake out. So yeah, and now you can see that it's a double top, and we are heading straight for this support again. So if Bitcoin on the daily is not looking that great, so I'm basically way more of my portfolio is now in Bitcoin than in ETH. That is about if Bitcoin on the daily. Is just we got rejected by the resistance, and now we are heading for the support. I think if you are bullish on ETH, you can just buy the support. Something like this would be your trade. Invalidation is the daily close below support, and targets are basically anywhere you want, but the first ones are here. It's this level. Okay, so that's about if Bitcoin on the daily. On the weekly, well, let's say we break through this support. I'm gonna make it visible on the weekly. Say we break through this, well, then it just doesn't look that great, because we are basically on the midpoint, and the midpoint should be holding. But if it doesn't, there are no levels in here. Like, there's this one, which is a good one to buy, and then there's just this one. So if we start losing the midpoint and the daily support, I'm looking for those two levels to be buying into ETH. And if we eventually get to the bottom of the range, I'm just going all in on ETH from Bitcoin. I mean, I just cycle all of my Bitcoin into ETH at this point. I think it's this would just be a great trade. Like, you look at this, you just have the weekly close below as your invalidation, so say maybe like 5%, and then you have like basically the wall range. I mean, the first reasonable target is the midpoint, but you get it. Yeah, so that's about ETH Bitcoin. I'm not really in a hurry to buy ETH right now, because I'm at least waiting for this level and the midpoint. And if I feel like it's gonna hold, I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna update you on the trade, so don't worry, you will have a chance to get in as well. Well, that is basically about it. To sum up, I'm really bullish on crypto because it's going up while the S&P is not moving at all, and we are retesting the resistances again. I think we just get through them and go higher. We could consolidate for a few days now, which would be a great chance for you all to get in the trades if you are bullish, and you can just cycle through some altcoins. Maybe you find some as well. If you find any good setups on altcoins, you can just leave them in the comments. I'll check them out and we can talk about them in the next video. And well, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to like it and consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind later. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.